Therapy Army, welcome to United Real Therapy. We're still bunged up here. We're still with that man flu thing, man. We're knocked out in bed. That's how we're doing a show from bed. It is what it is. But big up to everybody. Love and light. Manchester United win a game 3-0. 2-0, if you would have seen my tweets, I'm like, I still can't relax. Even though they didn't play with a striker, I still can't relax. Because West Ham in the first half had 13 shots. So it was what it was, but big up to everybody. But United win. It's been a worthwhile coming. So we've got to say a huge assist from a Manchester United player to Rasmus this season, even though Rasmus only had 2 shots. But what a fantastic goal. I want to start with the positives. What a absolute... He took it like a seasoned striker. Dropped the shoulder, got past the guy, whacked it, bottom corner. No way, no goalkeeper saving that. Get Alisson, whatever you want in there. Nobody was saving that. He absolutely smacked that to bottom corner, guaranteed. Soon as he shifted it, come inside, he sent to the West Ham defenders just for a little car parking mission, just to park his car on his birthday. And yeah, he smacked it. But it's the first time. Let me say this to every breaking news. It's the first time Rasmus Højlund in the Premier League has been assisted by a Manchester United player. Even on Thursday, the ball deflected off a defender, specifically a defender, and then the goalkeeper went underneath the goalkeeper. Then he got it. So it was not a Luke Shaw assist. It was a deflection. It deflected of 2 people onto Rasmus, and he puts it in. So that was the best moment for me of the game. Obviously, the heartbreaking moment is that looks like Lisandro Martinez is out, and there's no more transformative footballer in this football club than him. He's a fan's favourite. 90-odd% of the fans agree that he's the guy who gets us ticking with the aggression. You see Maguire, Maguire today made 2 mistakes, but on the round, that was one of his best games. Best games for Manchester United. Yeah. Scott McTominay came on, made the right decision. You know, remember against Galatasaray, I came on here and said, Scott McTominay, you're not that fucking guy who's going to put the ball from 25 yards out, 30 yards out, put it in bottom corner. You haven't got that technique, lad. You're not that player. Pass the fucking ball. And today he passed. So, McTominay, and Onana, I thought, made some good saves today. He didn't make any mistakes. So the 3 guys who are calamitous usually, they didn't make any mistakes that cost us. And that's the word. They didn't make mistakes that cost us. But I thought in the first half, West Ham bopped us off that part. If West Ham had a finisher, they could have scored today. And actually, it was Onana that had to make 2 good saves. But the second half, I thought we took control, we relaxed, and the goals came. And, yeah, we picked them off. But I'm not getting giddy because I can't get giddy because the guy who makes a lot of the way we play possible is now out, ligament damage, it looks like to me. And all those boo boys. I've got a lot of the toxic positivity coming on my Twitter page recently. They're all coming on my Twitter. Everything I post saying, you're negative. And I'm like, if you ever played football, and if you've been watching football as long as I have, that is an extended ligament damage. That's what it looks like. Now, the question would be, is how much extension there is in the ligaments when the I don't know, the right back for West Ham, when his whole body weight falls on his leg.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but that's my match reaction. I'm happy with the 3 points. About 2-0, I still was nervous. And that tells you everything you fucking need to know about this football club and about this team specifically. And then I'm hearing Eric Ten Hag coming saying, I told you when the... No, Eric Ten Hag, I'm fucking sorry. I reject that ridiculous notion. This season, every Premier League team, all the big teams, everybody's had massive injuries. They still play the same way week in, week out. They play the same way. So you can't use that as a fucking excuse. But I'll go to Jarvis first and then we'll move around. Big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're doing this while we're still bunged up. That's why I'm not done any previews, because I've had a horrible fever.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, people. But let's go. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, we just spent 2 hours talking about the game, me and Mick on MUFC Realist TV, but I would say I'm positive because I think we were good today. We weren't too erratic. We had some composure on the ball. Okay, we let West Ham have the ball a lot of the time. They had momentum of the game, I would say, from the 30th minute up until the 60th minute, but we scored the 2-0 goal after in the 55th minute without having momentum. So in a way we were kind of lucky because of the deflection with Garnacho, and then in a way the game was over. Because West Ham didn't have a goal scorer today. Bowen was toothless on top. He had one big chance when Maguire let the ball over his head and Bowen ran through, but Dalot made a brilliant recovery and slide tackled the ball and stopped the shot. I think we were okay, but I would say the XG of the game, expected goals. I don't know if you guys know the stat, but the expected goals for West Ham was 1.51. So they should have scored at least one goal and maybe two. And our expected goal is 0.78. So we had quality on top today. So in a way, if you look in the retrospect, maybe we were a little bit lucky with the goals and the timing of the goals. But again, I think we controlled the game well. Sometimes in earlier games we have been rushing it too much. Every time we have the ball, we are trying to attack. We are attack. But today, I think Casemiro took control of the game in a different way than Bruno do. So Casemiro were the creator. He was a little bit deeper and trying to set the pace of the game, and I think he succeeded. Both Casemiro and Bruno were actually in the same spot a lot of the time, and in a way arguing about the ball and wanted to have the ball. So for me, I said I went to a live stream and talked in the halftime, and I said that Bruno needs to be more in his position. He needs to be more disciplined. He can't run around Casemiro and be on top of him, because he needs to accept that Casemiro can do the role and actually bring the ball forward. I think Bruno was better in the second half, and today, Bruno's pass percentage was actually really good. He had the pass succession of 87%, so he wasn't wasteful at all, as we are used to. And Casemiro was on 87%, so both of them were really good in a way. But the distance between the two of them was too short. I would like to have Bruno higher up the pitch. I'm very happy with the fullbacks, Dalot and Luke Shaw. They did a brilliant job today, both of them. Shaw had 95% pass completion, and that's incredible. He didn't lose the ball, but he didn't pass the ball wrong, but he was dispossessed a couple of times because he's a little bit too sluggish, a little bit too slow on the ball, but then again, he's very safe when it comes to the ball. And the good thing today, I saw that Ten Hag did a little tweak, because he usually plays with three in the back, like the 3-1-3-3 formation, or the 3-1-6 as people call it. But today he left just Maguire and Martinez in the back, and he moved up both Dalot and Shaw into the midfield besides Casemiro. So we actually played a 2-3 in the back. And that made Casemiro's role more free. He was able to be more aggressive and leave his area and be the ball winner. So that was also one of the key elements for me, that Casemiro played so good. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. A 3-0 win. It's a little bit too much, so we shouldn't be too giddy. We have Aston Villa coming up the next game, but it's a positive step in the right direction.
No, definitely. I thought that, I thought Diego Dalot exceptionally had a good game today. I think Luke Shaw, yes, but I did think that we conceded the ball a bit too much in that first half. And I think that we got manoeuvred and we got bobbed around the pitch. I think in the second half, our dominance, we wore them down finally. They started to make changes. But I genuinely think 2-0 was a a weird score in that first half, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird, because if you're watching the game, you're like, this is not a 2-0 game. You know what I mean? Like, they had the ball,
Mm.
and we were just counter-attacking. That's what we did. We just counter-attacked. I didn't see this good football. We counter-attacked a lot. We won the ball back, and we played on a transition. The long balls to Garnacho, long ball to Rashford. We played a bit like that, but I didn't see this amazing football that you're describing, Jarvis, if I'm all being honest with you. But
No, I'm not
I
calling
give
it
it to
amazing, but I said we were more in control. Okay, West
More
Ham put up
balanced.
triangles on the flanks on both sides, but they didn't create much. They were just playing the ball around, but we didn't give up any space, and we were in a way in control. They didn't create much danger, even though they had a couple of finishes and
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a lot of shots. Yeah.
No, 100%, I agree with that. But I think it's only because they didn't score, because Maguire and Martinez, Licha, were super aggressive.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
when
yeah.
the two fullbacks were called up on, they blocked. Luke Shaw runs across to block that when Maguire makes that up to close that ball down. Diego Dalot doesn't give up on that. Bowen, I thought Bowen was going to give him the chop and then finish, but he cut that one out. And that's the reason, I think. And in loads of times, it was Martinez being super aggressive, clearing the ball, trailing the man. But I think the midfield, I didn't like the balance. Again, Bruno headless chicken running around. Actually, Menu looked a bit tired, and it was understandable after the emotional high. He's only 18 years old, so he looked a bit tired. He looked a bit fatigued today. He wasn't the energetic, because there was a lot where they were countering us and we were running back. There was a game lopsided. It was still like a basketball game, and I didn't feel as though we had the control. But I'll go to you, Mick, and then we'll go to Bombay, then Lesso.
Yeah, no, cool. I mean, first and foremost, it's been a while. Thank you for having me. Peace, love, solidarity, what's going on in the world. Listen, you can look at stats to your blind, 52% possession versus West Ham's 48, 22 shots on targets and 12, but it's all about how you control the game. I agree what you're saying there with the 2-0. I was worrying because there's one thing that we've seen this season is that we can't control a lead. So all I was praying for to say, hold on, and be cool and composed. I don't know, just it's like the water bottle, where you flip the water bottle, follow the ball, attack as a team and defend as a team. And you're right, Nuruddin. I think that the aggressiveness in the defense made a difference for Nana to keep the clean sheets. Talking about, how Maguire stepped up early, to break up the play, how Licha was instrumental in the back. Luke Shaw also had a role to play. He didn't go overlap. He didn't bomb forward. Same with Diego Dalot. It was clearly instructed from Ten Hag. And when they did it well, tucking into that midfield. When I look at, Moises' trap, we fell into this trap in London Stadium. So basically, he set up with a 3 in the back, 4 in the midfield, actually 6 in the midfield. So we were never going to dominate that midfield. But Casemiro today was actually there to shield Kobe Mainoo. And Kobe Mainoo, what a glider. He's like in a Marvel movie, the Invisible Man, just drop a shoulder and glide. So all in all, it was a very balanced approach from first half to the second half. Of course, we invited a little bit of pressure in the first half, but I never felt worried when the 2-0 came up. I was a little bit like you, Nerdin. I was on edge, and we've seen this before, 2-0, are we going to concede? So for me, it was everything about the second half, or how we're going to control. And I think what Jarvis is saying, we were cool and composed, and yeah, we went on from there, and 100% regarding Rasmus Højlund's goal. He scored it on the wrong foot and played a banjo on it. It's big up, right? How hard it is to do that. It's just amazing. And on the wrong foot and slotted in the left corner. Garnacho, brilliant. Casemiro, the way he actually created for Højlund, you got to talk about that as well, because that was what Fred used to do, this destroy role. Casemiro had a role to play in that midfield, and it was basically to break up play, but also to be the conductor as well. So Bruno, in all, had a good performance game. I thought everyone had a good performance. I didn't see anyone had a bad performance per se. Onana had a clean sheet, fantastic. Happy for him, right? And what else? No, and it's good victory. That's all we need. It's the new kids on the block. the youth, step by step. Oh, baby, you know what I mean?
I'm
Ah,
not
yeah.
getting a bit too
Ah, no,
overexcited.
no,
with
no.
that.
I'm not getting giddy, but I
I'm just
agree with
making
you.
things clear,
It's
man.
step by step. So, is this a turning point? What we saw in
Just
Villa?
listen, Villa will be the test. Villa will
Villa
be
will
the
be.
test. Villa will be a test. That'll be a test. Big up to Tom. I hope you well. Bombay, how you doing? Hope you
Yes,
well.
boys. Yes, I'm very well. Mick,
Bombay.
nice to have you back. Good evening,
Bombay,
gentlemen.
brother.
Good evening, Therapy Army. First and foremost, shout out to the Palestinians, the resistance of the south of Lebanon, the Yemeni Houthis, the Iranians, and everybody fighting the good fight. Everybody else, if you're not on board, suck it. Anyway, the game. I'm a happy camper. That's 2 weeks in a row. I'm a happy man. I've
Me
got no
too, man.
complaints. The word
Agree
I'd
with you.
use to describe the whole 90 minutes is not wonderful, free flowing football, gorgeous. We're working towards that. It's a process, and the season started for me at Wolves because we got our full squad. And I'm going to get behind the manager, even though I've said before, I'm not happy. If you want to give him the bullet, give him the bullet. Now I am thinking, no, Martinez is here. It's Eric Ten Hag's job to lose. Let me see what you do from now to the end of the season. What's gone is gone. And the United I'm looking at today is in comparison to the 10 games before the Newport game. So that's what I'm judging. I saw 90 minutes of a professional job today. That's the key word I'd use, a
100%.
professional job. Focused, yes. The set pieces are always a danger. Ward Prowse had
Yeah.
me squeaky bum time. The set pieces
too.
were a problem. That's what they do though, and you have to give it to Ward Prowse. Every delivery is very good, and they have big guys. But you know what? Onana did his job. I'm happy with him today. I'm not complaining about him. Well done to him. Uh, I love the way that the fullbacks helped the forward line, and I love the way the forward line helped the fullbacks.
Yeah.
Mohamed Kudus today, no, nowhere. Remind me of a time where he caused us anything. Luke Shaw got the better of him on his own sometimes, and Rashford was back there doing his job, and Garnacho was doing his job. Martinez, what a performance. Honestly, flawless that first half. Unreal.
Yeah.
One of the
Unreal.
best games I've seen from him. And he really, really, I was saying to my good friend, he says, wait till we get our players back. We will be better. I was saying, I don't know, man. But you know what? I have to say, Luke Shaw's made a difference. Martinez has made a difference, and Casemiro has definitely made a difference.
100%.
I have to concede that I'm wrong so far after 2 games. I thought, yeah, they were excellent. And like Mick said, not a single player I can say had a bad game. There were some errors. Thank you, Harry, for making me laugh.
Topo carry. Topo carry.
Getting caught on the ball. But today, the midfield, Mainu did what Mainu did. He kept us ticking. Bruno was good. The ball ticked really well, but Casemiro was my boy today. I have to say,
Yeah.
I was really impressed with the forward passing. There was a beautiful ball into the channel, about a 60-yarder first time for Garnacho to run onto. I thought he was excellent, just dinking balls over to people. He was brilliant today. Marcus Rashford, this is what I want to see. I want to see that enthusiasm for the game. I want to see you play with a smile on your face. He looks a bit like the old Rashford. And today, when he cuts in and lashes that ball a foot away from the right post, on another day that goes in, you know what I mean? We're sat here blowing smoke up the guy's ass. So well done to him. Garnacho, well, I'm happy. Great. I tell you, man, from the first second I saw Hoyland, the first time he did the cameo, I think it was against Arsenal. He came on, he did that little flick, and we were away. I sort of thought, hey, we've got something here. He's big, he's strong, he's a willing worker, he's got a nice touch, he's got some quality, he's a fighter. Man, he deserves his goal, and what a beautiful goal! Drops the shoulder, bam,
Yeah.
lashes that ball. So I
On his
thought
weakest
today,
foot too, man. On his
on a
weakest
weaker
foot.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So today for me, man, it's another big step in the right direction.
I agree.
And I take that. I thought we deserved our win. And the fact that we scored 3 goals is great. That's 7 goals in 2 games. And it's all about the forward line. The confidence is building. Brilliant. Everybody, you know what I mean? Well done. Eric Ten Hag, big up yourself.
Wouldn't you say more that it's partnership starting to build, like the forward line, the midfield, and the back?
Most definitely. I felt today the flanks were both alive today. And that's because of even against Wolves, you see Rashford and Garnacho, they're starting not to just use those runs as decoy runs, they're making them count. So it's great how we have a good team shape. And what we did last year, which I loved, was weather storms really well.
Right, Mumbai,
Get
hold
through
that there.
games.
Listen, hold that there. I need to get to
And
Leicester and then Tom.
we did that today.
Yeah, big up. Leicester, give me your match reaction. We'll go to Tom in a minute. Go ahead, bro. What did you think about the game? Did you see it as the boys saw it, or did you see it how I saw it? You there, Leicester?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I can't hear you, bro.
He's lost for words, man. 3-0.
Yeah. You might have to go in and out. Bro. You might have to come back in.
Less for words, less so.
Do a Hoyland, man, in and out.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, less so.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, big up to the big up to the panel. Big up to the panel as usual.
Big up yourself, man.
Great analytics, guys, and yeah, and it's great to hear everyone's opinion and everyone's different views on the game. We all see the game differently, which is what makes this community great. But yeah, unfortunately, as much as I would like to be excited about this performance, I usually would be, but I have to agree with Noreddin, unfortunately, on this one. But it did exceed my expectation. I did say I'm not gonna backtrack on my words from last week when I said that they did where I said they're not going to, more or less, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to I'd say they're not going to win this game convincingly in a way, but they did. Unfortunately they did, but then they still left out parts where that left a lot to be concerned about. Unfortunately, with the injury to Lisandro Martinez, it's contributing a lot going into the game against Aston Villa next week. That's one of the main factors. We don't play the same without our main players. That means there is no style of play. So it's still a problem. It's still a lingering problem, because now we're worried, if we lose this guy, if we lose that guy, how are we gonna play the next game? So it's bittersweet in a way, going forward. But the victory was needed, and it was much more convincing, personally. It was the more convincing game, personally, for me, in the entire season. I can't elaborate more further on that. But big up to the performances. They played well. They stuck out. Rashford was chasing the ball. Whenever he lost the ball, he tried to win it back. So there must be something said behind the scenes, from the manager and the technical team. So players are actually putting in the bare minimum effort that we requested from them the whole entire season. But how long is this gonna last? That's my question. How long is this gonna last? Because I can't.
No. Big up, Tom.
Yeah,
big up. How are we all doing, guys?
So
Tommy.
Yeah, big up. I'll come back to you to get more analysis. How you doing, Tom? You in the Seven Hills?
Yeah. 7-0.
Listen, I just want to say before I come to you, Tom. I want to say big up to the United fans for the amazing tribute to the Busby Babes. Obviously, emotional day. Monday is usually, it falls on tomorrow, but it came the game before, and I thought the fans did fantastically well. and the build up. So big up to everybody, and big up to all those people that went outside Old Trafford, advocating for the Palestinians and bringing placards of Cantona and Cantona quotes. You know what I mean? So big up to all those people, letting people know about the genocide that's going on in Palestine. And we want to say congratulations to Fellaini, the absolute track bully. What a player he was, his retirement. And we want to also congratulate Fred on the birth of his baby.
Well said, Wendy.
Yeah, big up, Windy. Go ahead, Tom. How did you see that game today? I thought, to me, the best football we played this season, for me, was the first half against Wolves. Today, I thought the first half to be 2-0 up was really shaky. I wasn't convinced. You know, I mean, I was not convinced at all. What, did we score 2 goals in the first half?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
I'm taking too much cold medication, so my head is a bit fussy. But yeah, so I thought that first half I was hell of a nervy. And what I didn't like was that we let them play. There was no intensity, there was no aggression, other than when the ball went in the box. We were aggressive, but the midfield, other than Casemiro, I didn't see anybody getting stuck in. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, a little bird told me that there was no Ineos today. There was no Jim the Rat. There was no Dodgy Dave. So maybe our little Ineos curse, Nuruddin, is true. Who knows? But no, I agree with you.
So no credit for Dodgy Dave here, right?
No, I don't know what he's up to. Maybe tax fiddling, sponsorship.
They went on world tour with the 46
He's partner in crime. Dodgy Omar over at City. You never know. But no, I agree with what Nuruddin said about the Wolves game. I thought the first half, the way that we took control of the game, I thought the tempo was good. Movement was a lot better in that game in particular. Today, I'll take it for the bare bones of it. I'm not a stats guy, but 13 shots in the first half that West Ham had, and you don't score from one of them, is I call that unfortunate, and I call that very unlucky. And I think, especially with how open the game was in certain aspects of it, even though when they got into the defensive shape, we knew what David Moyes was going to come and do. He was going to sit up here, he was going to lay the fucking concrete out, get the cement, the bricks, and he was going to fucking fortify the whole thing up. And it was literally hit on the counter-attack with Jared Bowen and hope he scores a goal. And he should have done. He should have scored. That block from Dio Vidalot saved the game, really. But the thing for me was, big up to Rasmus Højlund first and foremost, and happy birthday to Rasmus as well. It was his birthday today. Or tomorrow, I think it is. I can't remember anyway, either or. It's a brilliant goal. Brilliant.
It was today.
The kid. Yeah. I've seen the kid when he was at Atalanta score loads of goals with his right foot, and I actually thought it was right-footed when we brought him to the football club. So I knew he was good on either or sides, but I didn't realise that he could shift the ball as well as he did, and we've seen that in a couple of games now. Spurs was an example where he got that yard and then just thunders it in. Exactly the same thing today. I thought discipline from the back as well was good. I liked it from the basis of it with Maguire and Martinez. I thought this kind of game, on the basis of that Varane's played as many games as he has, I thought you had to pull him out of the team. And I said that beforehand. I thought he had to be pulled out for his own safety and security. But overall, from a defensive aspect, I think they linked up well as a back four, but it wasn't the best back four that I think we've got, because I think Varane and Martinez are a lot better and a lot securer than those. But based upon the physical aspect that West Ham brought to the game, I understand why he went with Maguire. And I thought, apart from like you guys have already discussed about the topo, I thought it was okay. I don't think he was anything special, and I've never said that he ever is. Harry Maguire in many games, I think he's a below average player most times, but he does the basics and the bare minimum in some games. And yeah, he could have cost us a goal. Fair enough, he didn't. And I'm proud of really that our teammates are working together in that aspect, because I've seen so many games this season in that position with Diogo Dalot where they don't track back or they don't want to make the extra, 30, 40 yard, line saving clearance or blocking, but they wanted to do that today. There was that sort of intensity and incentive. But, I take what Lecho said and I agree with them based upon that you take a couple of players out of this team, mate, they don't play well. And I don't necessarily think it's just down to quality. I think it's character as well. Because I think Martinez at the back, organisation, leadership. The one thing that I noticed straight away as soon as Martinez come back, there was that communication. Listen, you put a block in, high five, let's go again, reset. There's that mentality aspect to it. And I think especially even in midfield, Casemiro, he didn't look as exposed today when he had Kobe Mino next to him. And we've said this before with Ten Hag, he's persisted all season playing a lone six. And we've been ripped apart many a time in midfield. And I looked at it from the aspect of today. I think he looked at the Wolves game and he said, I need to solidify it a lot more so we're not going to concede as many goals. So he dropped Kobe Mino a little bit further back than he did in the Wolves game so that he was in line with Casemiro. And then they just sat on the base. And then Fernandes was able to fluidly have forward front of the pitch. But I think, listen, in context of how it was, we went in 2-0 at half-time. I thought the scoreline flattered us at half-time, me personally, based upon, like I said, the stats, but also I think West Ham, they had some good patterns in the game, but it was nothing amazing. Kudos, for me, the best player. I'll say it for what it is. He is the best player. Didn't even see where the guy was, mate. I thought he was still at AFCON. That's the best thing that I can do with Kudos. I think he's a decent player. Personally, I'd take him at Man United on the right wing. Absolutely. But I thought today, especially a lot of the young players as well, they stood up. And I think they did a lot of people proud, especially given the circumstances of the day that it was with Munich, disaster, the Busby Babes. And like I say, I think a lot of those footballers that died on that day will look down and be proud of a lot of these young players today
100%.
that stepped up and did them well. Garnacho, Kobe Mino, Rasmus Højlund. So big up to all the kids. And like I say, at the end of it all, West Ham for me is not a benchmark for where you can say that that's a real test. And I put on your guys, Mick and Jarvis' stream earlier. We've got 4 crucial games coming up from now to the end of the season that will define our season. Villa, you still have to play Liverpool. You still have to play Arsenal last game of the season if it goes that far. And potentially, and you've still got to play the derby as well with City. Those are 4 crucial games with teams that are in front of you to try and get a Champions League qualification spot. Now, if you go to Villa and they do what they did today, I'll be shocked if. Luckily, I'd take a draw. I honestly would, because I think Villa will be up for it. They will be up for it because they have to fight for that spot and they're at home. Siege mentality, and that's how Unai Emery will look at that game. But if you take it for what we saw today, I liked it. I did like it, but it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, but we need to keep the players fit. Based upon that, I don't think we have the style of play. I don't think there's necessarily going to be consistent patterns game in, game out. You're not going to get a 100% performance for 90 minutes. You're not. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. But just keep as many of these players that you can do right now fit from now to the end of the season. And the best advice that I could give Eric Ten Hag as my last point would be just play your best players, Eric. That's all I can suggest to you. Play your best players. None of this flirting around with the team and Scott McTominay's got to come in because he scored a goal or he's done this, that, the other at Wolves. No, keep it at the basis of what we've got right now. Just play the best players and hope that they can play and mix and gel together. Because really, that's all we're living off right now. But if I'm going off of what we've got, listen, I'll take the 3 points. I thought, like you said, Nuruddin, second half, I thought they came out and they did a lot better than they did in the first half. But they had to. And the one thing that I liked today was we killed the game off before it got to the intense part. Last 10 minutes of the game, I'm always shitting myself when we're 2-0 up at about 80 minutes because we brick it and when we end up going off of a Madden. But if I'm going down what I saw, I liked it, killed the game off, and that's all that I want from this team. I want us to take the chances, kill the game off, and see you later. Move on to the next game. That's what I want. But I pray and hope for the best case scenario for Martinez as well. I pray and hope that he gets the best recovery. Listen, if you've got to send him wherever, send him to Spain, send him to wherever to specialists. But go on.
Yeah, big up, Tom. So just going to give you some of the stats from the game. It was like 51% possession to Manchester United to 49 to West Ham. We had 12 shots. They had 22 shots. We had 5 on target. They had 3 on target. To me, what I'm saying to you guys, what's unsustainable is conceding 22 shots from West Ham at Old Trafford. That's unsustainable. They had 3 on target. We had 5 on target. We had 5 corners. They had 8. We made 10 fouls. They made 5. That's what I'm talking about in terms of what the stats can tell you. The stats can be sometimes misleading, but the stats sometimes can tell you things. I just want to go to some of the comments somebody made. You're quite wrong, Lilith. I came in, I gave credit to Unana. I gave credit to Maguire. Overall game, I thought he had a very good game. I gave credit to Scott McTominay. And I said what he did Galatasaray away, where he thought for 25 yards out, he's going to put it bottom corner other than passing the fucking ball. But today he learned from that and he passed the ball to Garnacho, who's in a better position, and he scored. So I'm sorry. I reject this, even though with your laughing emoji. I reject this because I gave credit to Nana Maguire and Scott McTominay, and I do not like them at all. If it was me, they'll all be gone. Gone straight away, Tara. I just want to go quickly back to Lesso. Lesso, how much do you think the Licha injury? By the way, those who are asking, what's the injury? It's most likely ligament damage.
Yeah.
But the thing is how much the damage is. If he needs operation, or does he need like more training, more rest?
Rehabilitation normally is what they go with.
The scan tomorrow will reveal. Within 48 hours, the scan will reveal. Then they'll do another scan, right? I did a sports degree, injury rehab. I did a bit of that.
Oh, okay.
It is what it is. So,
but isn't it depending on the swelling in the knee first, and it needs to go down before they can do the MR scan? Or
no, they will do the scan. They will do a scan.
Okay.
They can do it
anyway,
but
I'm hoping they've already done enough work. What the hell is that noise coming from?
That?
Are you in the jungle, Bombay? Where are you?
He's with the armadillos again, guys.
United win a game and he's off to the jungle, people. He's partying in the hills of Manchester.
He's joining the Houthis. Come on, man, big up.
So anyway, but yeah, big up Alien 10 or Alien 10 thinks we played a good game today. Listen, yes, the bigger thing about Hector, we don't mind, but the team still plays well. City, they might not win when they don't have Rodri, but they win a lot without their best player. Their best player is Kevin De Bruyne, and it was out majority of the season. But how much are we gonna miss Licha? Quickly, and then we'll go around.
Oh no, we definitely have. Like I said, it worries me every time a first team player goes off injured, because that affects the way we play entirely. So I'm just hoping that that's not the case this time around. But a part of me knows that that's gonna be the exact case that we're trying to avoid altogether. Going into the end of the season. So I think it will affect us. From based on what we've seen throughout the season. Obviously now it's gonna be Varane and Maguire, and Varane, we all know that one tweak, he's also gonna be off, and then it's gonna be Lindelof and Maguire. So it's very tricky. But I'm just hoping that it does not get as worse as it gotten throughout the season, because we all know how it ends up, when we miss a couple of players.
You're unmuted in there.
Mick, how much are we gonna miss Licha? To me, he's the best. He's the captain for
massively,
me.
massively, man.
And I promise you, if you were at the stadium, you feel the energy, the way he carries himself, the level of confidence, the level of just nothing can face him. He is for me my favorite signing out of the last 10 bullshit years.
Me too.
100 million times by far.
He's a warrior. Yeah. He's a warrior, and arguably we've been missing him all season, and finally you get him back. To see him to play three games and get this ligament. We will see, but definitely will be missed. But if you're going to talk about who's going to replace him, I probably will go back to revert the same situation we had when we first got injured, to play Luke Shaw as the left-sided centre-back. Depending on if Malacia, I heard he's coming back as well. Maybe it's too early. How is the situation with Wan-Bissaka? Apparently it was out. But I think we'd be all right, I think we'd be all right. depends on the situation. 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, maybe the whole season. I just find it fucking unlucky, like we've been the whole season. Unlucky, right? And yeah, I just pray he will be okay, right? Just pray he'll be okay. Apparently, like, he didn't cement, he didn't plant his whole foot. If he had cemented his foot in the ground with Sofal or Cowfall, I call him Cowfall, fucking cow, fell on his knee, that would be worse. But he didn't have his whole foot cemented in the ground. So we will see, man. We will see. I would just pray for him, definitely. Guttering. Mute.
Yeah, go ahead, Jarvis. How much is it going to be a miss? I think he's a huge
Big
miss.
fucking
Especially
miss,
the way when we're on the ball, how to play it out. He's the only defender comfortable on the ball to play out. Do you think he's going to go back to Luke Shaw as left centre back?
Yeah, you are right, both you and Mick. You are touching on some great points. But what I will miss the most with Licha is he sets the tone. We have never seen Maguire as aggressive as he was today, and it's because of Licha. We see Dallo super aggressive, Luke Shaw aggressive. They always go high-fiving, fist bumping, like everybody is bigging each other up. But the common denominator is Licha. Every time he's on the pitch, everybody raised their game. So that will be the biggest loss. When it comes to the game today, he's very involved in the game. He has 60 touches during the game. That's really good. But for me today, the best player was Casemiro. He had 101 touches during the game. That's even more than Bruno Fernandes, who only had 81. So if you go to the stats, it tells that the Casemiro was the most involved player. So getting Casemiro back is maybe more important than he's even more important than Martinez in a way. You saw it at the end of last season. Licha was out, but it was Casemiro who dragged us over the line and won the I would say the 5, 6, 7, 8 games left of the season. So we came in third. So I'm very happy. And Ten Hag even said in the press conference before the match that Casemiro now he's back and he needs a couple of games to get into shape and to get the train going, and now he's back. So I expect a lot going forward with Casemiro. The problem with Licha out is playing out from the back. You can see it clearly today when we were trying to play out from the back. Every time Maguire got the ball, he didn't quite know what to do with it. So he just dragged himself to the corner flag that direction and hoofed the ball up to Garnacho. And so we miss out on possession when we play without Martinez, and without possession we don't have control of the game, and without control of the game will shift like a tennis match back and forward. So that is what we get without Martinez. So I hope it's just a small injury, that he will be back in a couple of weeks.
Come, pray, Mick, introduce us to the new Bambino. Who's the new Bambino?
Licha.
Oh, big up Licha. Oh, how old is Licha?
3 months. Picked up from the street. Rescue kittens. Got another one, black one. So cute. No, big up. Like, this is what we do.
Let's hope. Cat lover. I'm a cat lover, so it's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's flu season right now. Like, they have a cat flu, like you.
Yeah. You heard him coughing. Big up. I have confidence in Maguire, Varane, Luke Shaw, Evans to cope with that Licha for a while. Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to know. Sean, big up Sean. By the way, please go and check out his geopolitical podcast. How we see things, I think it's called. I always forget the title. How we see things. Yeah. Go ahead, Bumbaye Licha. For me, absolute warrior, stalwart of the back. He takes the way Manchester United play from the back. The only guy who I'm comfortable with. To me, I blame the football club. They didn't get him back properly. They didn't do a injury and rehab. They let him go and to fucking, you know what I mean? They let him go to Argentina when he wasn't fit. They let him fly all the way to Latin America. They should have put their foot fucking down when he came up against Arsenal away and said, listen, we need to get this sorted out. You're staying here, pal. And then we'll give you some time off after we work on this, you know, work on strengthening, work on an injury. But you have to have another fucking operation again. So it's absolutely devastating for him. He'll be absolutely in bits tonight. So I hope his family, his partner, all the people close to him are there for him. But for me, big miss. Big miss. Go ahead, Kumbaye.
Yeah, big up, Mick. Heart of gold there. Those animals are entrusted to us human beings, so nicely done. Some big up to Lao Zhu in the comments. He asked me about Ten Hag contract. We have to wait to the end of the season. I'm not this interested in that now. He either earns it or he bites the bullet. And Wendy's asking us about De Ligt. I don't know what he's like at playing out from the back, but he's definitely a good player. Maybe he's having a bad time of it and he needs that move. So I'd consider that. Licha is integral, man. You know, it shows in these couple of games. He's got a presence about him. The build of the man is, you know, if he wasn't a footballer, for me, he'd be a Sicario, just killing people for fun. You know, solid. What I love about him, as Stephanie said, every pass is calculated, plays it. The passes are so nice for him, so composed, plays the game at his own pace, and he sets the tone with the aggression, with the pushing high, and he's a presence. He genuinely has a presence, and we all feed off that. So he's a massive miss. He's one of the most important players in this team, especially, as you said, Structure, from the philosophy of playing out from the back, which we have done quite well in these two games. So I'm really gutted for him, because today he blew my mind. I was seeing him popping up on the right side and the left side of the defense. You know, I thought it was magnificent. So big miss, man. Big miss. But at least we've got some options. You know, you can put Maguire and Varane. It's not too bad. Varane is all right. Or you can go with the Luke Shaw and see what you can do with Malacia. So there are some options, but he would definitely be the best of all of those options by far.
Big up. Big up to you. Go ahead, Tom. Licha.
Yeah, like I said before when I spoke about the game, I think he's just that character. Really, I think he sets the tempo, and I don't know what it is. There's always one player that you look at in a team and you just think they're the go-to guy. They're the guy that you'd want to have as your teammate. You would go into the trenches with him. You'd take a bullet for him. He just seems that sort of character. And I think, especially when we talk about South American players, a lot of the time, they have that bit of bite and that bit of needle. We have that player now. But the thing I like about Licha is he has that needle, but he's also disciplined. And he knows when the right time for it is and when the wrong time is for it. And like I've said before, guys, when he had that injury against Sevilla last season, we saw what happened after that. It completely unravelled. And I'm sorry, based upon the probability of what we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years, I don't think Rafael Varane will stay fully fit from now to the end of the season. I don't. I think he's going to miss games in between. So what we're back to, guys, Lindelof and Harry Maguire. So get ready, people. So this nostalgia that people say that, you know, we're going to play brilliant football. There's still no style of play. The only thing that we got is our best players back, and they're playing well together. But there's still no clear-cut plan. So, like I say, if you want to go to a derby with Harry Maguire and Lindelof at the back against Liverpool, against Manchester City, mate, go ahead, be my guest. You won't do what you did today against West Ham. And
do you empathise with Eric Ten Hag on that basis? Does that give you a bit more empathy for him?
In terms of what the options that he has, or
yeah, I mean, if we're looking at a mediocre defence and we're slating it and saying it's a terrible pile of shit.
The backups are. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying, that's what you have to work with if Licha's out. Yeah. The ones you mentioned.
Yeah, of course,
if you're saying they're shocking, then does that have to maybe loosen the reins a little bit on how we're assessing this manager, because what he has at disposal.
In terms of if we're looking at it,
is that what you're saying?
if we're looking at it right now, then absolutely. But if you're looking at it from the bigger picture, he spent far more money on individual players, and like we're not going to get into the Anthony debate again. But £86 million, if you cut that in half from what you could have bought him in June for say 40, there's another defender, guys. There's a quality defender you can get in Europe. That's what I'm saying, and that's the argument I was saying from the other night. So right now we wouldn't be shitting ourselves, panicking, thinking we've not got that defender. But for me, I've always liked Licha as soon as he came through the door. Even when we had those dodgy games against Brighton and Brentford at the start of last season when we got capitulated against, I still liked the personality that he brings. And it's not just the quality and the charisma on the ball, it's the character that we miss in this team. And especially for me anyway, I'd like to see and hope, based upon that he's had the injury before with the Sevilla one, he then had the injury again that needled into this season. And then if we bring him back now, listen, if it means that you bring him back because you need him, don't do it. I'd rather have a fully fit Lisandro Martinez to go raring to go for next season. But if we're basing it off of what we have here and now, I don't want to see him rush back, because you will kill the guy. You're going to break his bones, and he'll be the next Eric Bailly at Manchester United. Decent defender, comes to Manchester United, has a couple of injuries, bang, see you later. Potential, quality, everything goes, and you'll risk losing the guy for years. But if we're basing it off of what I see, I've loved Martinez ever since he's been here. He's a brilliant character for the team. He's one of those what I call example setters for young players in our team, and that's what we need. But to lose him, massive blow, because if you're going into the war or you're going into a trenches, mate, yeah, he might be half the fucking size of Harry Maguire, but I'm taking him with me.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I look at, character and emotion in it. So for me, speedy recovery, and I hope he comes back.
Yeah, go ahead, Mick.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with Tommy's saying, that if you're going to war, you want to have a compadre that will fight for you and go to war with 100%. But then brings me back to the summer question, right? Because then we need to sort of look at the market to sort of go and recruit the same persona profile. Would you agree? So if Licha falls off,
a bit taller though. I will say that.
If you also you have a kind of similar play that you can replace like for like, right? We don't have that at the moment on that position. I mean, is Malacia the guy?
No.
To me, the player that United should have bought was Kim Min-jae. He's good on the ball.
Kim Min-jae was the one. We missed the boat. Yeah. I'll admit
He's
that.
the guy that was aggressive, but he decided to spend the money on Mason Mount.
Yeah, and Nuruddin, if we don't act quick in the market, or any of us don't move quick in the market, you'll lose. Like we were just discussing about Kim Min-jae, is that hot centre back at the moment. The next one is Todibo, and then there'll be one after that, and then there'll be one after that. You have to get the players in early. That's what I'm saying.
I need to watch more to Todibo. I'm not watching.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. He's in the market. He's going to be that marquee centre-back that clubs are going to look at. He will be on Europe's elite lists in terms of go and get... If you need a centre-back, he'll be one of them that will be on those lists. And we already know that he's going to be on Man United's lists. And at the end of the day, if we base it off of the quality that we have right now, we were all sitting here saying that Maguire should have played against us today, not for us. He should have played against us, and he should have been a West Ham player today. That's what every single one of us would have agreed upon in the summer. And we said the same with McTominay. McTominay shouldn't have been a player for us for this season, and he's our top goal scorer. So fuck knows where we would be without some of those goals. But if we're basing it off of the quality that we have in the squad right now, like Mick said, we have to assess it in the summer.
Yeah.
We have to assess it in the summer, and we have to have a clear outline structure. The budget needs to stretch for I would say at least three quality players to come into the football club. You definitely need a centre half, because as soon as Varane or Martinez blow out, bang, you're back to fucking what we've known for 5-6 years with Lindelof and Harry Maguire. And listen, I've still got PTSD from some of those games from years and years ago. So I don't want to sit here and make these same arguments. So I want to see us go into the market,
Tom, I'll stay with
budget for one of them players. Yeah, go on.
Listen, I'll stay with you, Tom. Last word of the show. But who was your man of the match? Quickly, and then we'll go around.
Kobe Mano. Keep it simple. Quality on the ball. Listen. Local lad. We can say it for what it is, but You know, I've seen some flirting around on social media with other young players, mate, around it. A young player that plays for fucking Newcastle. I don't see that kid getting headline views or scoring goals in big games, putting in week out performances. Listen, I saw Newcastle get turned over a couple of weeks ago by Everton. That kid played in that team. Colby Mino, for me, oozes class. And listen, I don't want to put these tags on him. He's going to be the next Xavi, Iniesta, fucking Fabregas. Listen, he's a local lad. He's grounded. He's from fucking Stockport. Let him be whoever. Let him be Stockport fucking Cover. Let him be what. Let him be his own player. Don't attach fucking nostalgias or characteristics to the kid. Let him be what he wants to be, and let him play next to some actual experienced players. Because when we take what we had years ago, guys, Scott McTominay, when he was a young player coming through the ranks, he was playing next to players like fucking Marouane Fellaini and trying to learn from them. This kid, in this aspect right now, is coming up next to and playing next to a serial winner in Casemiro. That's the difference that I'm trying to say. Let the kid learn and let him have his time. So for me, quality player, but I always use the same phrase: wrap the kid in cotton wool.
Nice
Because
one.
we've got a good one.
And
Yeah,
you
that's
saved
good.
yourself, and you saved yourself 100 million quid to go on the market because you already
There
had
you
one.
go. There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jarvis. Last word of the show. Big up, guys. Can we get to 130 likes, please? It's the least we ask. We're shadow banned. We are we are
Yeah.
demonetized because we shout for the Palestinians. The least you can fucking do is like the video. We're
Yeah.
asking for much.
Yeah,
Right,
if you want my man of the match, I think I've already said it. It was Casemiro. His performance today was massive. He influenced the game in a way that I haven't seen a United player do in a long time. He was constantly wanting the ball. He was on the ball. He was playable. He wanted to create. He wanted to defend. He was aggressive. So for me, yeah, there was no doubt Casemiro was the man of the match. But again, he was helped out with Dallo and in the midfield and Luke Shaw, I would say. But what I don't like is how Bruno is operating, and we are too much on our left side all the time. We should learn to stretch it out. If you see the
To the
heat
right.
map, there's a big red circle on our left side, and that's the only where
It's like
we have
you're looking at the sun, Jarvis. Really, when you look at a heat map.
yeah,
But
and
your
it's on the left
eyes
side.
don't deflect.
But that's up to Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Rashford, and Bruno always drop down on that side, so we always create. But Bruno needs to keep his place and be higher up and be playable. But I'm not sure why, because I think Bruno feels he's being pressed down because Højlund always drops down in Bruno's area. So there's a conflict of interest right there. So I'm not sure if Bruno is finding his place at the moment, and that's why he's always like wandering around all the area by himself. So it's something wrong with the structure. I'm not quite sure what and how to fix it, but in my mind, Bruno should be more in the 10.
No positional sense. Big up. I just want to go to this. Listen, Irfan, Arnold. I think, Irfan, big up to you if you predicted that we're going to smash West Ham. Did you predict it after the match reaction against Wolves? It was you, big up to you. You got it right. But I don't agree. He's not a kid, by the way. I'm sure McTominay is nearly 28.
People still think he's an academy player.
Yeah, he's not a kid, mate. Go ahead, Mick, on the last word from you.
This is a tough one. Everyone it's so difficult to separate. And Licha, quality. I agree with what Jarvis saying. Quality. Casemiro, quality. But at the end, there's one Polaroid picture that sticks in my mind is the mini Trinity. The three youngsters set on the fence, hugging each other. That looks like a mini Trinity, especially on this day as well. Beautiful. Gotta say it, even if the heat map says to the live Garnacho, never stop trying on the right. Got his, 2 goals, always a threat, always going forward, and we missed that, right? So I got to stay true. Yeah, it's hard tonight, but we did a poll on my channel before, and it turned out to be Garnacho, so I got to stick to that as well. So the man of the match goes to the youngsters. Actually, I would give it to all 3 of them, but if you got to separate them, it's got to be Garnacho because he's 2 goals and never stopped trying. He always kept going. That's it.
Yeah, big up. Go ahead, let's go. Who's your man of the match today?
It has to be Casemiro. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
hear you, mate. Yeah.
Okay. No, it has to be Casemiro for me. You can see how much we missed him in the midfield area. He keeps everyone calm. Kebameno also looks extraordinary next to him. It looks like he's gonna learn a lot from him as well. He looks also composed. He doesn't look exposed as well. I feel like they complement each other in midfield exceptionally. So that's very important going forward. Your midfield has to be your strength. If you don't have a midfield, personally, your team just breaks down completely. So Casemiro being there is very essential and very important to us getting that top 4, if not, the season. But yeah, it's Casemiro for me. Everyone else played well, but it's still Casemiro for me. Like I really can't point out anyone else besides Lisandro Martinez. But yeah.
Yeah, big up. Big up to you. Last word of the show and the man of the match. Bumbaye, go ahead. Let me just get this. Somebody's asked me this quick question. No, he doesn't get an extension from me. He doesn't. I don't trust the manager anymore. He doesn't get a contract.
Not yet. Too early for that kind of talk. It's
Yeah.
2 games, game at a time. By the end of the year, you'll have your answer.
So to me, I want a fucking coach who's actually going to coach. And I'm going to have 16, 17 players. And Manchester United, whether we have the best players out or not, we play the same way at least. The quality might drop, but we still play the same way. That's what I need at my football club. I don't need some guy going, oh, everybody has to be available, because that's not football. Every big team this season has had 3 or 4 injuries, major injuries to really good players. Go ahead, Bumbaye. Last word of the show for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, big up Born Vex. Alhamdulillah for everything. Yeah, man.
Alhamdulillah.
For me, I think everybody's right in whatever man of the match they give. We have a lot of contenders. Martinez, Casemiro, Garnacho, and even Højlund comes into that category for me. They were gorgeous today. They all really shone. But you know what? And I don't disagree with anybody, but I'm going to go with Martinez. I thought he was unreal today, man. I swear to God. I was mesmerized. He was everywhere. I just loved it. And when he went down, my ass fell out. I swear to God, I thought, oh my God, this is not happening. It's just getting perfect. It's just getting how we want it to get. And that is a crushing, devastating blow, So although he played 70 minutes, man, he was the boss today, He really was.
Yeah.
But you know what that tells you? When you have difficulties to pick the man of the match, then it was a fucking good team performance at the end of the day.
It was.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, second half. Let's not get giddy. Second half.
All of it, bro.
No,
honestly, all of it.
Second half.
Do you know what? I could not tell you a player that I thought did not pull their weight today.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah. For me, the man of the match, definitely Licha. Obviously, it's unfortunate, but the aggression, I see now when Maguire's next to him that he's literally learning off Licha how to be aggressive. So he's bought that fight. He's bought that high fives and all of that together. And today, I usually absolutely slate him every game, but Onana, big up Onana, because he didn't make he didn't make any mistakes today. He wasn't jumping about. He just did the job he did. He got on with it, and that's what it was. So big up. And we say free Palestine with all our hearts, with all our chest.
Free Palestine, man.
With the people in the Congo, in what's going on, the massacre that's taking place in Sudan. Our friends are actually, his family are involved, and my heart breaks for them. And anywhere where there's oppression, people. So, yeah, we always stand with the oppressed, and we are against the oppressors and the colonizers. So big up to everybody. Love and light. I'm not 100% great. Hopefully another good night's sleep and I might feel better tomorrow. Please join us at 5 o'clock for Straight Jacket podcast, and then we'll be live at 6:05 for the Raw Real Red pod. Big up to everybody. Love and light. And I want to just make sure you check out Man UFC Realist TV.
Yeah. Big up, mate. Nice to see you, man.
No, yeah, thank you. 6:40 in morning here.
Big up. And
Passion.
Jarvis will be live. Jarvis will be live on Man UFC Realist TV at Jarvis Corner at 9 o'clock on Monday.
Tomorrow,
So go
yeah.
and check him out there. But yeah, make sure you follow him, Bowley, BOLE77. Obviously, Tom's here, Tom Journalist 1. You can catch him there. Bumbaye is never on social media. Yeah, BOLE77 at
Todd Bowley.
BOLE77. Go and check him out. Bumbaye is never on social media. He's contracted to 100 million years to United Real Therapy. And then make sure you go and check him out, Lesso TV as well. Big up, everybody. Lesso, listen, I want to add it on here. What's your handle? Can you add your handle to that next to the Where's This Lesso TV? Make sure you put that in. Love and light, everybody. When I think of the solution for Bruno close to Holland for him to play the ball to Bruno, listen, Bruno just likes to hoof the ball. He doesn't even want to connect with Kobe. That's what he does. He's
but Nuruddin, Højlund is brilliant at laying off the ball, so we can play it to Højlund. But Højlund is often alone when that happens. So if Bruno is closer, that will be a win-win situation because then Bruno can actually create with his face facing the goal, with his head facing the goal, and he can play the ball out to the sides. So for me, that would be a good solution.
Yeah, man. Big up everybody. Big up Irfan. Wow, it's 12 o'clock in South Africa. Big up to South Africa.
Wow, man, it's where is it? 6 o'clock almost here in Thailand.
Wow,
Yeah,
big you guys up putting a shift in for the therapy, man. Nice.
Yeah, all the Thai reps, big up. But we'll say fuck Zionism.
Nuruddin, you got a super chat.
Super chat from Zayn coming in here. The nutmeg from Trossard.
Zayn, salute. What a performance from the Arsenal, I must say, man.
Big up there.
Yeah,
what a nutmeg from Trossard. Pull the pants down of Alisson.
Totally. Big up Alisson and Van Dijk.
Yeah. Wow.
Van Disney, mate. Van Disney. Saeed's coined the phrase.
Wow. Van Disney,
big up Arsenal.
Honestly, it was crazy what happened in that game. But love and light, people. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And we say fuck Zionism, peace. Not peace, liberation for the Palestinians. Fuck peace.
Yeah, man.
We want liberation. Liberation and freedom for the Palestinians. And anybody else who's oppressed, whether it's Congo, Sudan, whether it's Ukraine, wherever it is. Anybody who's oppressed, we always stand with them. But love and light, people. And big up to everybody resisting the colonizers and the apartheid people, innit? It is what it is. Big up to Mick, big up to Jarvis, big up to Lesso, big up Mumbai, big up Tom. And we'll catch you tomorrow, people. Love and light. Yeah. Tom, if you can do the show, let me know at 6 tomorrow. If you can do it, let me know, the podcast. Love and light, people. Good night. Man United win. It's not every day Man United win 3-0, so I've got to be happy about something, but still a bit nervous. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not being negative. I'm just letting you know, 22 shots face at home, that's not sustainable. I'm just letting you know that. But the
10 outside the box. 10 outside the box.
10 outside the box.
And 13. Yeah, because that means our midfield are not
but the keeper made 2 saves, man.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It's all bullshit.
But still, though, but I'm not lying to you, Bumbaye. For the team to have all of that possession, to be creating opportunities to shoot 22 times, that is worrying. That means your midfield are not there.
Do you reckon there's a chance, that we were a bit passive, to begin with, but I still felt it was a pro performance. Our nerves did not get the better of us. But I wanted to say to you, do you know usually when they put that dirty wall up that they put and we struggled, maybe we thought, okay, give them a bit of the possession, come out.
No, I don't know about that.
No, because you know when we bang a goal first, we are a different proposition when we go ahead in a game.
I don't know about that. We usually concede.
Do you not think?
Listen, we usually concede this season. Let's not forget. But anyway,
you know what I saw? You know what I saw? I saw it like it was a boxing game. Like, you get it.
Yeah, and that's not sustainable. And that's not sustainable, Mick.
Sussing out, and then we go, right? It's not sustainable. I agree.
No,
and that's not sustainable. West Ham are not charging for the league. They're not Liverpool. They're not Man City. They're not Arsenal. We cannot be.
Bro, it's positive though, man. It's positive.
No.
I'm just happy that Liverpool fucking lost today as well. Fucking hell.
Yeah. But anyway, big up, people. Love and light. Take care. 6:05 tomorrow for the Raw Real Red Pod. Take care. Good night, people. Peace,
Good
love,
night.
and
Good
light.
night.
Good night.